How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Pack Leader Podcast, Season 5, Episode 1. BB, how we doing?
Doing well, Coach. How we doing?
Good. Glad to be back at
Absolutely.
it. Had a great weekend coming off of a crazy win with football, 49-0.
49-0. Big weekend for you as well.
Yeah, it was an awesome weekend. Hall of Fame. A lot
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I was joking with you inside. I guess they just let anybody in now. But no, it was a huge honor, obviously, to be in there alongside you and just somebody the best ever to do it at Newberry is really cool. And I really felt like Newberry does a good job of just, making it a special event. So I appreciate everybody that came out and sent kind regards. And thank you so much. So, and it's a good year for Newberry in general. We're off to a good start, record incoming class as we start our 169th year.
Yep. Huge incoming class. Football's 2-0 to start the season, and as we know, football is sort of that which drives everything else, and high tides raise all ships. So
right.
We love it when they're doing well because that generally means good news for us.
Yeah, everyone's doing well, and we're talking about our record class. The student body. I was looking online. It says that we include about 1,480 students that are enrolled in the traditional undergrad program, and then another 210 pursuing graduate and online degrees. So at a time when a lot of small private liberal arts schools are closing and not doing well, it's good to see us still thriving and having good attendance.
Right, yeah, I remember when I was a freshman playing football, we were the smallest D2 football playing school in the country, and we were 700-something students.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any online or graduate stuff at the time, so that was the full number, and so now for it to be
double
1,400 plus of traditional students, we're essentially double what we were at.
Yeah.
I don't want to say how long ago that was, but, about 19, 20 years ago, give or take.
Yeah. So it's great, man. And also I wanted to shout out JP and Travis.
Yep.
Before we jump into the next block, they are expecting babies at the end of the month. You actually went to what was supposed to be
I was led to believe was a baby shower. It turned out to be a surprise wedding as well. So congrats, JP and his wife, and also the same to Travis Sheehy and his wife.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. Let's jump into the segment, All Things Newberry Wrestling. The first thing I wanted to talk about is just everything that we have coming up. So I recommend getting out your pen because we got a busy fall here. Blanton, you want to tell them about the fall clinic?
Yeah, we got the annual fall clinic on September 27th. We cap it, is it 50 or 60? 50 yep. Wrestlers. So if you haven't signed up yet, spots are going to start running out quick, especially as we get a little closer. So make sure you sign up. But it's a great opportunity to come out and kind of get that preseason, even, preseason tournament, because we got Super 32, which is before that, but some other preseason tournaments that come up and open the season in a big way, and you want to be ready for those. But even just to knock off some preseason rust and add a little bit of technique and some fundamentals to what you've got going on for the season and make sure you're ready. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. And then shifting to the end of the month, going into October, not really anything, I guess, that you would want to put on your calendar, but it's something that we like. It's called No Sheep Week. It's basically the culmination of our preseason. It's our Hell Week, right? And so we really figure out who wants to be here. And if you, generally speaking, if you make it past the end of that week, it's a grinder. You know what I mean? Then we know you're ready and you're a good fit for the program. And we like to celebrate the end of that with our annual camping trip. We go out to Camp Barstow. It's a great facility. I recommend it for anybody, just in general. But they got hiking, kayaking. The guys do some fishing. We do an annual spike ball tournament, which we've been in the finals.
We've been in the finals every year. We just haven't won it yet.
I know. We got to bring that thing home. But it's a great time. We grill out for the team. And it's a great way to celebrate the official start of the season. So looking forward to that. And then in the middle of the month, Blanton, you want to hit the phone-a-thon.
Yeah, so a lot of you guys are going to be pin pool members from years past and hopefully moving forward. But that is October 15th is obviously the middle of the month. That is when we will be making phone calls to have our annual phone-a-thon. It will begin at 7 p.m. on October 15th, so make sure you are near your phone, have it on noise, not silent, so that when we reach out, you guys can answer, because you guys have been huge for us the past few years, and it's our biggest fundraiser, and it's program specific. For anyone who doesn't know, it's we call it the pin pool, because essentially, for example, if I called Deral and said, hey, would you like to support me in the pin pool, and he asked me how it worked, I would say, if you donate you pledge per pin. So if he said, I'll give $1 per pin, if we end up the season with 87 pins, he would write a check for $87, and that would be his gift to the program. There are monthly newsletters from Coach himself. You have insider access to a couple things. You have early access to the podcast. There are a couple other benefits. It is on the website, correct?
Yep. The different rewards and stuff are on the website. And like you said, it's tiered off and incentivized. So the more you pledge, the more things you get, all the way up to being, named on a banner in our room. We've done mat size seating in the past, invites to our end of the year banquet and those types of things. So it's been a really successful fundraiser for us.
And the folks who are Pinpool members and are engaged, they enjoy it because of the engagement. It's not just hey, Uncle Tim, can you support my team by donating $100 to the program or something. It's deeper than that. You get the monthly updates, not only with just the number of pins, but who's got the fastest, who's got the most, where they were at, who they were against, etc. So you get a lot of in-depth information there, but also just getting to kind of keep up with it. And some of the parents who really want to support us, and not just parents, but parents and fans and supporters who really are engaged, they'll be, hey, great week of pins. I saw you picked up 7 at this tournament. Hey, I'm really hoping you guys hit my checkbook hard this month. It's not, but just funny comments like that. There's some banter there, but there's engagement where, it really allows you to be more a part of the team than just somebody who donated. And that's really why it's so successful.
Yeah. And we are applying pressure to Cy Wainwright. I'm calling him out again. We got a little thing in our group chat that if we get over $450 a pin, that he will wrestle in the Newberry Open since me and Bland did it a couple years ago. He keeps blowing us off and ignoring it, but maybe we say it on the podcast, he'll feel pressure too. So if you see Cy, or if you know Cy, give him, let him know we want to see him wrestle at the Newberry Open.
Let him know that your involvement in the pin pool is contingent on his involvement in the Newberry Open.
Yeah, and that'll apply some pressure. So, but again, that's October 15th at 7:00 p.m. We will be sending out reminders as we get closer. Moving on, the last 2 things we got this fall, Alumni Weekend. Speaking of Cy and other alumni, we'd love to see you out for, I think it's our 4th annual Alumni Weekend. It's always a great time. We usually do a golf tournament. Well, not a golf tournament. We meet to just go play golf on Saturday morning. Friday, because people are coming in from work, we generally just do like a welcome social. This year it'll be at Cy's house, and then Saturday morning we'll golf. We do the alumni tailgate before the game here around the fountain on Saturday, and then we play that night at I think 6 or 7. So.
And it's homecoming.
Yep,
as well.
And it is homecoming weekend. So
yeah, for alumni like that, it's not just when we want you to come in and see 10 of your buddies that were on the wrestling team at the time, but it's homecoming weekend, so theoretically there's going to be a lot of folks coming back to catch up with and see and all that fun stuff. So, and it's always an electric weekend. The game's fun, win, lose, or draw. So yeah, it's a blast.
Definitely. And again, that is October 17th through the 19th. You guys are honestly probably tired of hearing me say about it, because I've been blowing alumni up about it for the last month or so. So everyone should have the details. I sent out that full schedule last week, but I'll continue to make sure to update and remind people as we go. And then lastly, the very following weekend on October 25th, we're going to have our annual Scarlet versus Gray match out on the baseball field again. Hopefully a little less slippery this year.
Yeah, we're trying to find that sweet spot. Year 1, we did it, I think, at like 1, and it was pretty hot.
Yep.
The mat was hot. The sun heated up. Year 2, we moved it to the evening. After we got started, it started getting a little, the condensation made it definitely a little bit slicker than we would have liked, but I think we found the sweet spot, and we should be right on it this year.
Yeah, definitely. So come on out for that. That's going to be a blast. Aside from the slip and slide last year, I mean, it was a packed baseball stadium. We had food truck out there. We had a DJ. Yep. We had vendors. It was a really awesome time. It was a fun environment to be in. So working to replicate that environment again this year, and like I said, just hopefully we can get through all 10 bouts. So again, that's October 25th. We'd love to see you out there. Next up in the All Things Newberry Wrestling segment, I wanted to take a moment to spotlight one of our partners. Shout out to Josh Whitelock, who works at Clear Defense, and just give a little bit of recognition for the partnership we've had with them for the last 2 years. We do a summer internship program where, in exchange for supplying them with people to work over the summer, it's a pest control company, so we give them 3 or 4 guys that will come and work every summer. They stay in town. They then in turn make a gift to our team at the end of the summer if they finish the internship program, because I guess with the technician side of things, applying the pest control stuff that they, I guess, have high turnover in the summers, and there's a real need for to have people that can. That's their busiest time.
For sure.
To have people that can work.
And excuse me, just to clarify, they do pay our guys hourly wage.
Yeah.
You know, so
their
employees, they make decent money, and on top of that, by essentially supplying them with individuals who are able to work, that's where the gift to the program comes from. So it's sort of a win-win-win, because the guys aren't just doing it, like they're not just working for free so that we get money.
They are actually they make good money this summer too. I told them I was going to sign them up for the pinball.
I told Josh to sign me up to work spraying chemicals.
Right. And so Josh Whitelock is the executive vice president for Clear Defense, which is how the connection started. And it's cool because it's actually grown to where they've expanded to other programs too. Like we've gotten them connected with Belmont Abbey up in Charlotte. I've kind of gotten them connected with Conference Carolinas to do this program with other sports to just continue to help their company as well. And with that being said, I just like to make it known that any companies out there, for any of our fans who are supporters of Newberry College Wrestling, we would love to partner with you too. And notice that I use the word partner and not sponsor, because we do want it to be mutually beneficial, to where if there's something that we can do as a program to help your business from a marketing perspective or whatever that might be, we'd love to collaborate with you to make sure that it is mutually beneficial partnership. And we do have those opportunities available. We have different partnership packages as well. So please reach out to me via email or phone call if that's something you'd be interested in, because we love to work with you.
Yeah, we have access to tons of manual labor.
Yeah, that too. So next up, we're trying something new this year. I don't know if it's going to take off, but everyone's pretty familiar with Flow Wrestling. They do a podcast, Flow Wrestling Radio Live, and they have a segment called Ask FRL. People basically send in questions. They drop the questions in the comment section on social media, and they do it live, so they'll answer these questions in real time. But just piggybacking off of that idea, I wanted to do an Ask PLP segment this season.
Right, yeah.
And so we're launching it. Soft launch here, or I guess a hard launch here this morning. I just threw it up on social media. Don't know how much engagement we got, but let's see. First question comes from Matt Black.
Okay.
And I think he wrestled both of us, right?
Yeah, he was here during that time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So he said, looking forward to this year's intra-squad match. Will it be held on the baseball field?
Indeed it will.
Yeah, it will be. And I think he was here last year too.
Yeah, easy question, easy answer.
Yep, easy question, easy answer. Appreciate you engaging. And it's an easy segment because that's the only question we got.
So far, so good. But so we will probably, we're still working some bugs out.
Yeah.
But I would imagine we'll put a new one, a new Ask PLP like post banner with the logo, maybe change colors or change the episode that it's for, so that each time, so like after this one we could put one out, and I guess it theoretically could stay up all month.
Yeah.
But make sure you're looking for the most recent one, so that when you put your questions on, we answer them, because if you post on this previous one, obviously we can answer these, but next time. But in the future, just make sure you're always staying up to date with what you post on. But we'd love to hear your questions. We'd love some engagement. Make this a little more interactive, so that you guys are getting access to us and to the program that you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be on anything program specific, right? From if you're curious about the recruits we have or whatever, it's an opportunity to kind of, like Coach said, build that engagement. And we'll, in a perfect situation, I'll post it more than an hour before we record. Right. That way, people have time to send in questions. But it's something I'm looking forward to, and looking forward to connecting with audience members a little bit more. So moving on, I wanted to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, who we got in here for our pack leader segment of the podcast, and his name is Josh Echeverria. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Awesome. Josh, how we doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. I appreciate you joining us on the podcast. So Josh is a freshman. I'm going to give him a few minutes to just kind of introduce yourself, tell everybody where you're from, what high school you went to, and we'll jump into the interview.
So I'm originally from Bolivia. I was born there and was raised there for about 8 years. Then we moved to Bluffton, South Carolina, and that's where I've been since. I went to May River High School. That's where I started wrestling my freshman year, and where I pretty much did everything.
Yeah, definitely. And you had a phenomenal season. State champ. He left that part out. 56-0 your senior year?
45.
45-0.
Yes, sir.
Undefeated is my point. So dominated the season, and it was fun to be at the state tournament and get to watch you compete. And I had him on for our pack leader segment is because when I was trying to think of leaders on their team that are standing out in the freshman class, Josh is definitely one of those. In the room, not only on time, early, ready for practice, but also tons of time he's spending in there on his own, really showing the freshmen how to come in and how to work for your goals and what you want to accomplish at the college level. And so just want you to know, man, we see you grinding, and I'm excited to see you working. For those who don't know, Jacoby, who wrestled at Newberry, was your coach as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, Jacoby was our 184-pounder 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
2 seasons ago. Still a really avid supporter of Newberry Wrestling. He was a national champ pin pool member last year. Flew out to NCAA tournament with us, and he had great things to say about you all along, man. So it's an honor to have you be part of our program. Now you mentioned you were born in Bolivia, grew up wrestling here. Can you share a little bit about that journey and how wrestling became a part of your life?
Yeah, so, but like when I was 8, my parents were like, you know, this country's not really going anywhere. A lot of bad stuff were going on around. So we had some friends down in Bluffton. So we were like, you know what? Let's just drop everything and just move. You know, probably a better future for us, me and my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So we did. And that's how we got there. And about my freshman year, I was just in PE class. You know, me chubby, just running around. And my coach comes up to me like, you know what, you should wrestle. I was like, I look at my friend, and I was like, oh, I don't know. He's like, yeah, you should wrestle. We have practice tonight. You better come. I was like, all right. So yeah, I went that afternoon. I went to practice. I was like, dang, I'm really about to do this. It was really scary because the wrestling room was like kind of far away from where everything is.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to find it. Ever since, you know, I never stopped wrestling.
Nice. So you didn't start till 9th grade.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I knew that. I figured you wrestled in Bolivia.
No, sir.
Okay. Nice.
Especially with some of the weird stuff you do.
Yeah, you do kind of got it on
An international style.
Yeah, for sure. Nice. And so you got into it in high school, and when do you feel like you really got your footing? I mean, because it's not like, you know, you grew up playing basketball in the backyard or throwing the football with your dad. So at least by the time you get introduced to that sport in an organized setting, you are a little familiar. Wrestling's different because, you know, most people, like I got into it, WWE was all I had, you know, known. And so it's kind of can be mind blowing when you jump into it. When do you feel like you really found yourself to find your footing?
Probably say either my sophomore, junior year. My junior year for sure, that's when I really took it more seriously, especially towards the end when I didn't get my goals, of course. So that's when I really started to like grind hard for my senior season, for sure.
Definitely. And Bland, feel free to jump in with any questions if you got any. I just was going to talk about your state championship run again. Are there, at the tournament, because obviously you had a great senior year, are there any matches that stick out to you? Probably the one you won?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I didn't really get to wrestle much that tournament. You know, usually ended it by the second period, but unfortunately.
Nice. It's a good problem to have.
Did you feel any pressure throughout the season? Obviously, like when you're sometimes being undefeated, I feel like adds more pressure because it's like, I don't know, the place my mind would always go to in those scenarios would be like, I'm due for a loss. So, you know, at least if you got 1 or 2 under your belt, it's like, okay, well, that's out of my system. Did you feel any pressure because you were undefeated? Did that add anything to it, or was that like a confidence booster?
To be honest, I didn't even think about it the whole season. I just thought like I would do extra work with Jacoby in the morning, so I was like, I know no one else is doing this at 5 a.m. in the morning doing this extra work.
Yeah, he's an early
So
bird.
why would I have to like worry about all these other people? Like I didn't even know my record till the end of the season when they said it when I was walking out for the state finals.
Oh wow, nice. That's awesome. I mean, that just speaks to the fact that you locked into the process more so than the outcome. So, and I think that is kind of the key, and a thing that's key common denominator of all people who win at a high level is they are very process oriented, I would say. So I think that's awesome. Transitioning from high school to college though, what have been some of the biggest differences you've noticed now that you've had a month or so scrapping with the guys?
For sure, the competition. Like back in high school, I probably had like 1 or 2 really good partners. Besides that, here we have like so many good people that can just come like beat my ass so I can get better. That's pretty much like the biggest impact I've had so far.
Yeah. Who's some of your favorite guys to wrestle with on the team?
Probably John, for sure.
He don't do nothing.
Exactly. Bo's interesting because he like scrambles.
Yeah.
And it's so weird the positions he puts you on. He's really funky, so I really enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the World Championships were this past weekend. Are you a big freestyle guy? Did you watch it all, or do you got favorite senior level wrestlers?
I watched some of it. I really like Sahid.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at his Sahid didn't train highly. I was looking at his level change, and that was my goal for this weekend. And train highly with his underhooks. That was two things I took for this weekend. Just I wanted to work on them this week too. That was my goals.
Yeah, there's one clip of that underhook that Trent hit. I forget which match it was in, but I mean it's pretty dirty. His underhook series is nasty. So and so he's been chomping at the bit for a while too.
Yeah.
So to see him win a world championship, that was exciting. Are there any wrestlers who you feel like your style is close to, or that you want to try to like emulate?
Probably two. I want to be like Mitchell Messenbrick with his like hand fighting and just technique and how he goes high paced 6 minutes straight. I like Trent Hiley's underhook series a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
As far as Newberry wrestling goes, what has surprised you most about our culture? As far as wrestling goes,
Probably that everyone's so tight. Like, stuff will happen in wrestling or more outside, but like at the end of the day, everyone's still close together and like they're like really close, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you got to come on a visit too, though, even throughout the recruiting process. But once you're here, I imagine like that it's just a little bit different being able to see it on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
How about as just being a student in general? Are there any surprises as far as like what you expected and maybe it's not what you thought it'd be?
Probably that we get more, I guess, free time, more time to work than I've realized.
Yeah.
Especially like before classes or like in between classes, you get to do your work and stuff. High school is just straight 8 hours straight, no break. Then you go to practice and then you don't get home till like 6 or 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Mm-hmm.
And you just brought that up with the recruits.
I think that's the thing that's definitely overlooked and not really well understood. And I don't know what y'all's schedule is like, but I think probably for people who are on like a block, like AB days are actually probably more used to what college is like. So I guess in a sense, more set up for success in that regard, more ready for that. Mm-hmm. But I think like we had like 8 classes and 8 periods a day, 8 different classes. And I actually think in a sense that actually is better because it makes, hey, I've only got like 2 classes a day and then I got these big breaks in between. And the classes really aren't longer. They're 50 minutes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they're only like an hour and 15 on Tuesday, Thursday. So it's not a crazy block period of like 2 hours or whatever they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, not just the amount of, like Josh was saying, like, the free time, the time between classes, there's way more time on your hands than you are used to. And as long as you're productive with it, it's definitely something that can set you up for success.
Yeah, and I think that's why the level from high school to college is so different, is because the schedule really does afford you the opportunity to get in and work on very specific things. Like if you got one class, that means you got all the time in the world, not only to do your homework, but to get to the wrestling room, to watch film, to get one-on-ones in. So, I mean, I just think the level of work you can put in towards your goals, it's on a whole nother scale. So, and I think you mentioned John. I mean, he's a perfect example of using that time wisely. And our grad students who are all online, they don't go to a brick and mortar building. So, I mean, they're doing a great job this year of taking advantage of that time too. So, definitely a good point that you mentioned. Now, you from Bolivia, do you have any connection? Do y'all go back, or are you pretty much like the question is actually how does it influence your approach as an athlete? But I just kind of want to know, do you still have any connection like to the country in general?
Not really. I mean, we call our family members over there from time to time. Not often. No, we don't really visit back home.
Okay.
It's just not really somewhere we want to be near anytime soon. So.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yes, sir.
Nice, that's awesome, man. And then do you see yourself as a role model for other Latino wrestlers that are coming up in the sport?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I hope so. I mean, this sport is pretty hard. Like, it's not easy at all. I just hope that they can just keep going, That's what my parents taught me, just keep going, keep fighting, never stop, never give up,
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
For sure. You got siblings that wrestle as well?
No, I'm the first one.
First one?
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother did soccer and then my sister lacrosse.
All right, nice. So you're the oldest.
I'm the youngest.
The youngest, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha, man. Well, moving on. What as far as goals go, what personal or team goals do you have for freshmen? For yourself as a freshman here this year?
Right now, I just want to work my ass off. That's really my biggest goal, just get better. That's what I keep telling myself, just get better, just get better.
Yeah.
And for team goals, just push someone. Like my buddy Silas, like me and him, like we push each other every day. Like we talk about our goals or what we want to work on that week, just stuff like that. I just want to push someone that's not just me.
Is that your accountability partner?
Yep.
Okay, nice. And then, if you one of the questions on here that I liked is if you could send one message back to your younger self before high school, what would you say?
Probably that life never gets easier. You always have to keep working, keep fighting, keep just having that mentality that life is never gonna be easy. You just gotta deal with it and keep going up. Yeah.
I would say, yeah. Me and Blanton talk all the time. These are some of the things that you deal with as a college student seem so hard.
Crazy.
I remember getting up for 8 a.m. class and just it feeling so daunting.
8 a.m. was my nemesis.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And now I'm up at 5 or 6 every day, and so and you don't even think twice about it.
Yeah, I'll be at like 6:30 getting the kids ready for school, and you'll respond to something I asked you the night before or something. I'm like, what is he doing up right now? But just back in the day, getting out of bed before 8 was the hardest thing in my life, and now it's just normal. So I just think maturation helps for sure, but yeah, just having that mentality of like whatever it takes. I like that.
Yeah, because when like you said, Josh, to your point, when you walk across the stage, things will continue to get to be difficult. Being an adult is hard, so it's good that you have that perspective already. Speaking of being an adult, do you know what you want to do career wise? Like when you walk across the stage.
Career wise, I'm hoping to be a project manager when I grow up.
Okay.
In construction, just stuff like that. That's what I have. That's my plan right now.
All right.
I'm not really sure how it's gonna go in the future, but as of now, that's the goal.
Cool, awesome, man. Just wrapping up, who would you say? And we got a lot of characters on the team, so this is probably a hard one. Who would you say is the funniest teammate that you have right now in the room?
Bashir.
Bashir is pretty funny. Yeah, I would agree. We got some characters, and then as far as like your pre-match hype, because I didn't listen to music before I wrestled, but if you do, what's your go-to song?
My go-to song is Master of Puppets by Metallica.
Okay.
Nice.
Right before every single match, I would just put it on and just, when I put it on, I'm like, it's time to go.
Nice. Nice. That's good to say. Now you guys don't, when he's in the lineup, you guys don't have to ask. You already got it.
Yeah.
And then if you weren't wrestling, what other sport would you do or a hobby?
Well, there's probably golf.
Interesting. I see that coming. You play?
From time to time.
You got to get out with BB, man.
Yeah, you have to.
He's
Go
always
with
trying
some
to
balls in people's backyards.
Yeah, me and Silas are trying to go this weekend sometime.
It's actually pretty cheap. The one here, they got a deal for college students, right?
Yeah.
How much is it? It's like
25.
Last time I went, it went up a little bit, so I don't want to speak on it just yet, but there is a deal for college employees and students.
nice. Good. Yeah, but Alex had 25. So, well, cool, man. Well, yeah, I appreciate you joining. And you're a part of a really, really strong, talented incoming freshman class that we have, man. I'm so excited for your future. I think you have all the intangibles, and I think you're going to be a phenomenal leader for us. So, I'm excited to see what you're going to do this year and over the course of the next 4 to 5 years.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And he has class at 12, so we're going to let him go be a phenomenal student athlete. All right, we'll see you, Josh.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right, so jumping into everything else. This next segment, just to remind everyone, is really nothing program specific. We just kind of want to have an opportunity to talk about everything else that's kind of going on in the conference, maybe general news with Newberry, and something that people might not know is Ferrum recently joined Conference Carolinas.
Yeah, they're coming up from D3?
Yep.
They were D3 school, Virginia. Actually, kind of familiar with their program. Nate Yetzer, who is at Roanoke, he actually was here working camp years ago when he just took the Ferrum job. He was there for a few years before he recently took the Roanoke job. But just little connections here and there. But yeah, it's exciting to see our conference growing.
Yeah.
Bad news is the recruits start getting spread out even further, even thinner to different schools. But the competitive nature of the Southeast region and national respect and recognition and all those sort of things is going to be growing. So that's huge.
Yeah, and they just hired they had a really solid hire there. Blake Rulo from Avery just took over the program there. So he's excited. He's been, I know, wanting to he's been looking around for a little bit. So he seems really happy with the transition there. I was talking with him about it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so they, not only that, did they join our conference, but Conference Carolinas also added football as a sponsor sport this past season. It's the first time, I think, in like 51 years, it says, that they added this. Yeah, first time in 51 years that they've had football as a sponsored sport. And so right now they have Barton, Erskine, Ferrum, Pembroke, North Greenville, Shorter, and how do you say that on Chowan? So they got those, and I thought it was pretty interesting news.
Yeah, I think so. This is their first fall competing as a conference, and obviously you hear some of those names. I think there's some affiliate members, but just to see the conference, it is a conference in which we compete as wrestling. Newberry is part of the South Atlantic Conference, the SAC. Wrestling is not sponsored by the SAC, so we are affiliate members of Conference Carolina. So it's nice to see the program that we're part of growing and doing big things. So that's good news.
And they just had their first official game. It was Barton against North Greenville in Tigerville, South Carolina, this past Saturday on the 13th. So it says that the league will feature one game each of the weeks. Each week, 3 and 4 with new members. Ferrum traveling to Pembroke in week 3, and week 4 Shorter against that school that I can't.
Chowan?
Yep, that I can never remember how to say the name. So exciting to see that. And then as far as Newberry goes, we have games of emphasis weekly. Our game of emphasis coming up is on the 20th, and that's football against Catawba at 7 o'clock. And so that's this weekend, right?
Yep.
So and we'll be out there tailgating. We have our second recruit weekend this past weekend. It went really well.
Yeah, huge weekend.
Hoping to have another good one.
Yep. And if you're a friend of the program or whatever, like, show up. Alumni weekend, even if you're not alumni, this recruiting weekend, we'll be around somewhere. So show up, catch us, hang out, have fun, and we'll try to make a good weekend of it for everybody.
Yeah, most likely around the fountain. So again, that's the game of emphasis is September 20th, football versus Catawba at 7 o'clock p.m. And then just to go ahead and put it on your radar, the next game of emphasis for next week will be men's soccer versus Carson Newman. It's also celebrating Hispanic heritage, and that's at 4:30 p.m. right here at home. So yeah, that's all we got for you. Just a reminder to follow us on social media if you haven't. Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter. And just excited for the season and the guys that we have coming back, man. We're locked in here this preseason.
Great group.
Yeah, it's been a great group. And please give us a follow. Make sure that you're checking Spotify and Apple Music. That's where we stream. We don't put it on the website anymore, right?
No.
Okay.
No, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.